Welcome back, everybody. Well, y'all, look at what's behind me. We got her back. Almost 4 months. Almost 4 months at Bass Pro Shop. And pretty much they told me they couldn't find anything wrong with it. So, wow, what a thing. I don't know if I should feel stupid or if everyone involved should feel stupid. But the engine was really spitting on me one day. It was almost like you would hammer down the throttle and it would just rev up and then spit, and then the spitting is how I have come to talk about it. It's like it just wouldn't go. It would vroom and then back off. It just felt like it was spitting, like it wasn't getting fuel or something. So anyway, it's back, and when I got it back, the batteries were just completely shot. I was able to jump them off. Thanks, Alan Hackert. Super talented bait maker, Alan Hackert. He reminded me of a little trick to jump off a dead deep cycle. So I literally was out here with the truck earlier, jumping off these batteries, and now we have trolling power. Oh, it's off. Hold on. Yes, sir. All right, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Hey, Landon, sandwich time? All right. Welcome back to the program, everybody. World's Worst Fishing Lure Making TV. And check this out. We just put down some mats to stand on. So standing out here for, as many hours as I tend to do has really just worked on my ankles and caused a couple of other personal problems that we won't talk about. But go ahead and laugh at me. A couple of you bait making friends know about it. So anyway, just I don't know why I haven't done this first. Stupid me. But little things like this can make a difference in how comfortable your work environment is. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about pigments, and I'm going to be showing you what I consider to be the 10, right? All 10. I got all 10 fingers there. I can count. We're going to be showing you what I think is probably 10 of the most must-have pigments besides the obvious, black, white, green pumpkin, some of the complete no-brainers. But these are maybe a little bit off that beaten path. But I find myself using these pigments as base pigments to build color with, or just these pigments by themselves. And for today's video, we're keeping it straight liquid pigments. Now, a few of these are pearlized, but we're gonna kind of exclude powder form pigments, the fancy color shifts and things like that. We're talking just straight liquid bottles of pigment. These are the must-haves in my book. Aside from the really obvious ones, aside from just those kind of staple colors. And we're going to be getting into those just here in a minute. So the mold that we're going to use today is a really fun mold, the 4-inch paddle tail grub mold right there. Yeah, so a $90 mold, and super cool. It displays color really well because you have this really huge, wide, flat part and then a thick body. So you're going to see really well how each pigment looks in terms of a thick body with more saturation versus a thinner tail. Okay, we have a list of colors today, some real goodies, but we're going to start with probably what I would consider to be the most common one, a good purple, a good June bug base pigment, black grape. And there might be some landscaping noise coming up. No laundry today, but I think the neighbor's firing up his lawnmower to cut the grass, which is very loud. So I apologize right now in advance if there is a lot of distracting noise. These directional microphones really pick up everything. Yeah, look how pretty that is. This is a great color base for a lot of things. Obviously, just add some green flake and then you've got June bug. But as you're about to see, it works really well by itself. And that is sort of the way that we're going to be using these pigments today. We're just going to be running straight colors in these grubs just to kind of show you what I think, you know, are, I mean, absolute 10 must-have pigments. And we're just going to do the straight pigment. That way you really, really get to see each one as it should be, as God intended, just by itself. All right, here we go. Little single injection. Let's see how these look. Such a beautiful, beautiful color. So, here we go. Gonna hold lots of pressure there. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Here we go. How about that? It's here, this one's a little more set up. How about it? Isn't that pretty? Look at the color in that. That's just straight black grape. Awesome, awesome. And an awesome mold to boot. Yep. And that's a very, very saturated version of it there. I put a lot of pigment in these. You know, of course, obviously you can use less drops, dial it down to your liking. But for a sort of a pigment demonstration video, I wanted there to be enough in there for it to really be rich. So what we're going to do is, once we're done kind of making each color today, we're going to lay them out on a very flat white surface, which should provide a nice bright background so that you can really see each color well. Okay, next up is the Dead On Plastics Liquid Chartreuse. Okay, so there are many Chartreuse pigments out there. This one has become my favorite. I use it all the time. I use it in a lot of swim baits as like a vein color. Man, it's just a great chartreuse. That's really all I can say about it. You can make it super transparent. It kind of can do both. It can be very see-through, and it's still capable of being opaque. A lot of pigments are kind of one or the other. You know, you can put 100 drops in there and it's still see-through. This one can kind of do it all. Okay, here we go with the chartreuse. Alrighty. Yeah, this mold injects really well. Doesn't really dent. The tails fill in really well. You know, despite it actually being a pretty thick body, it fills incredibly consistently. Okay, let's see how the chartreuse did. My guess is it's going to look really chartreuse. Oh yeah, I'm a genius. Man, this color rocks. What I love about chartreuse is when you laminate it with other things, whether it's open pouring a bait or injection laminating, it takes on such a different color. But there it is by itself, the Dead On Chartreuse. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that is color number 2. Okay, here's a really cool one. MF Watermelon Blue. It is a pearlized effect. So you have this beautiful dark watermelon shade with sort of a pearly blue. See what I mean? It's a lot like the Dead On Paragon effects in that it's a pearlized liquid pigment. And it is beautiful. Absolute stunner. You could kind of make this one yourself by just taking your favorite watermelon or your favorite green pumpkin and adding a little bit of blue highlight powder to taste. You know, it won't look exactly like this, but that's how you could make something like this at home. Alright, there it is. Look how cool that is. Sort of from this angle, you don't really see the blue highlight as much. And that's one of the fun things about highlight is the effect really doesn't come through until it's at the right angle, right? Now you can see it. So there it is. There it is, the watermelon blue. Gorgeous color. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. You can see the highlight effect going on there. Yeah. So that is color number 3. Alright, next up, one of the all-time greats, dead on red rum. This stuff is the definition of juicy. It is one of the most gorgeous rosy red pink colors, and I like to use it in trout a lot. Okay, so as you can see, that pink vein that's in this trout color is just straight red rum. It looks a little lighter because of the way that the white pearl belly and sort of this light green top kind of plays on it. But that is straight red rum. That is the exact same thing as that. It's absolutely gorgeous. Cannot get enough. That's the same color, even though they don't look like it. That's just kind of, the way that light and other colors play on things. But this is the definition of a must-have. Okay, here we go with the red rum. Let's do it. Never seen this, never seen the red rum in this mold. So I am curious to see what it looks like. This color is amazing because it can look orange, red, and even purple, all at the same. I guess Landon's chiming in, all at the same time. So, yeah, good stuff there. Yes, sir. So on camera, that almost kind of looks orange. However, in person, it looks red up here and more of a pinkish, rosy purple down there. Yeah, okay, you can kind of see it there. Can you kind of see that pinkish purple effect right there on the edge? That's what this color kind of gives me. It's almost chameleon-like. Although I don't think Travis actually says that it's a chameleon. But yeah, that is absolutely stunning stuff. So that is red rum, and that is color number 4. So you might hear some background noise today that's a little different. Landon is kind of in the area playing. He likes to play in the driveway, kind of outside of the shop. So if you hear a bunch of little voices, that's probably him. All right, next up, Lure Works Emerald Green. This stuff is amazing. I've been using it for a number of years. It works well when mixed with watermelon. I use it a lot in swim baits, both as a vein and as sort of an additive to top colors. As you can see, it has a lot of blue in it. So you can add this to any blue color, really. And to me, it complements it really, really well. So, yeah, coming right up. Emerald Green. Yes, yes, yes. There it is. Emerald Green. Look at that. Something else, isn't it? I love it, love it, love it. Just kind of looking through my viewfinder here. Let's focus. What the heck's going on? My camera seems like it's picking up nothing at all. Okay, now we're back in focus. So just looking through the viewfinder here on my camera, it looks more blue to you than it is in person. It's a little bit more, I would say, emerald green, but it does have a lot of blue in it, which, like I said, it makes an excellent additive to any green or any blue. And that is color number 5, emerald green, right there. Okay, next up, we already put it in there. This is Dead on Plastic Snow Shine. It's a brilliant, brilliant liquid white pearlized pigment, and it's one of my favorite white pearls. It's very brilliant, and that is coming up next. Yes, sir, there it is. Look at this. Brilliant white snow shine. Absolute awesome stuff. It's whatever the micron size. It's very flashy, it's very shimmery. There are much more flat white pearls available, which I use them all, but if I was just to select one white pearlized effect that I think probably wows the audience more than the other ones, I would say it's definitely this right here, Dead on Snow Shine, and that is color number 6. Okay, another one of my favorites that is a must-have that's on the channel a lot is another color from MF. This one is Dark Watermelon. And what's cool about this one is no matter how much you put in there, it's still incredibly see-through. And it's a bit of a chameleon effect. It kind of looks green and brown and black all at the same time, depending on the angle of perspective. It's a beautiful, beautiful pigment. See, right there it looks largely brown. From other angles, it's very much green pumpkin or even watermelon, which, you know, hence the name dark watermelon. So yeah, this one's absolutely one of my favorites, and it's really awesome when you add a pearl to it. You know, again, this can be a color on itself by itself, or it can be an excellent color base for something else. But this is coming up next. This is MF Dark Watermelon. Okay, here is the dark watermelon. This right here with just a little bit of black flake and a ribbon-tail worm is like your old school sort of chameleon brown watermelon worm. It's incredible, incredible stuff. I don't know what I would do without this color. It's one of those that I'll do as long as I'm making baits. So there it is. MF Dark Watermelon. That is color number 7. Okay, so next up we are going back to the Emerald world, but this time it is the Dead on Emerald City. This is one of their, again, paragon effects that are the sort of the pearlized liquid forms, and it is absolutely stunning. Makes a great top color for like a shad swim bait, and that's coming up next. Okay, there it is. This one pretty much speaks for itself. And, you know, of course, you know, there are alternatives pretty much to everything that we've shown you today. You don't have to get the exact ones that I'm showing you, but these are all colors that, man, I would just feel empty without. Now, I will admit, I don't use the Emerald City a lot. When I do, I'm always reminded why I love it, and I ask myself why I don't use it more often. I think I have a lot of green color shifts that I normally gravitate towards, but this right here is one of the best green pearl effects, and, you know, without spending a lot of money on a hypershift or something, this is an absolute must-have. So there it is, Emerald City. Where are we at? That was, yeah, color number 8. No surprise here. This is one y'all seen a lot of lately, so I won't stay on it too long. Changeable motor oil, MF. You know, even the new formulation is incredible. So anytime you can get your hands on that, definitely go for it. Or like a blue crawl or something. So anyway, we're going to see what it looks like in this scrub. And then we're on to our final color. But yeah, had to throw in the motor oil, of course. Yes, sir. There it is. Love Potion number 9. Color number 9. Changeable motor oil. Look at how well this mold displays all the different colors in this one, right? You got sort of this brown, you got the red, and the green. So, yeah, there it is. Color number 9. That stuff right there. Okay, last but definitely not least, one I'm really excited to show you, Scuppernong. Now, this one may not wow the audience like the pearl effect or the motor oil or something, but if you asked me what I'd say the most versatile pigment is, in terms of being able to add it to almost any other color base and it will enhance it and make it better in some way, it would be between straight black and Scuppernong. I cannot tell you how many colors I make that have this in there that you don't know that is in there, but without it, it's just missing something. It's so natural. It enhances almost any color. It really makes for some really natural hues. It just to me it just adds a lot. I'll just put it that way. It adds a lot to any color, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So here comes Scuppernong. Look at that. There you go. To me, this one could also be called butterscotch or something. But there it is, Scuppernong. To me, this one is beautiful. The less of it you use, this is actually a little bit opaque of an example, but you kind of get both views of it. Again, why I chose this mold. But I think you'll really find it valuable in more advanced color building situations when you just need a little something extra to a color to make it look natural. this one is awesome. Heck yeah, there is the spread. You almost can't even tell that the snow shines there. You know, there again, it is a super brilliant white pearl. And to me, that's pretty evident because this is so flat white, this cutting board. But yeah, so two questions of the day. Number one, which one is your favorite? Question number two is, if you're a bait maker, which one of these, if you have any of these at home, do you use the most, or do you think you would use the most? Interesting questions. It's hard to say. I've been using a lot of Scuppernong lately, like I mentioned, but more in an additive sense. Pigments just by themselves, obviously the changeable motor oil, there's really no reason to add to that, change it. The black grape to me is a great June bug, and I like to use the Chartreuse a lot in swim baits. So you know, everything else largely is an additive color. You know, the white pearl makes great belly colors for swim baits. The dark watermelon makes a great additive. It's also good by itself. Blue watermelon. So yeah, that was actually a lot of work, cooking up 10 different little cups of plastic for all these colors. So I hope y'all enjoyed the effort. But yeah, definitely shoot me some comments down below. Which one do you think you would use the most at home, and which one is your favorite? While we were filming, the UPS man brought me a gift. Look at that. Always a good day when you refill your dead-on plastic tank. Boom, baby. Okay, well, that was a lot of work, but super fun. It's always cool when you just kind of focus on the pigments themselves. Don't worry about making everything so fancy, and really just appreciate some of the colors that we do have at our disposal. You know, because again, all of these make excellent colors by themselves. But once you start combining, once you start adding these, a little bit to this base, a little bit to that base, you can really see just how versatile all these pigments are. And that's a little bit of how I crafted this list. You know, some of them are just personal favorites, but others, in more of the must-have sense, I think they are extremely versatile. I think you can use them 1,000 different ways. And, you know, that's ultimately what we want, is value out of our materials, right? We don't want something that really only works one way. We want to get as much use out of our materials as we can, because they're expensive and we've all invested a lot into this hobby. So I'm not going to keep rambling. Thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you in the next one.